Am I the asshole for sabotaging my little brother's food on purpose? My little brother is 18. I'm 20. I am staying with my family for the holidays and thought it'd be a nice time, but I forgot that they treat me like a housekeeper. I do almost all the chores and I don't mind if it's my chore. Obviously, if I notice the dishwasher's full, I empty it. If I cook, I clean up. If I make a mess, I clean up. However, if my little brother makes a mess, he makes me clean up. If I refuse and tell him to do it himself, he tells my parents and they side with him and just bug me until I do it. My brother also asks me to cook for him. He pulls out brownie mix and is like, "Make this." I always am like, "Sure, I can make it, but you have to help." He gets mad and says, "I help by taking out the box." And when I refuse to make stuff for him or tell him to make it himself, he'll throw a fit and tell our parents. Lately, he keeps asking me to make stuff and I get frustrated going back and forth about why can't he make shit himself or just ask our parents. So I make the food he asks, but I always add stuff he doesn't like. Coincidentally, he hates a ton of stuff I love to eat, so if he asks for brownies and refuses to help, I put nuts in it. He hates them and I liked them. He came over to see the brownies and got mad at me and told me he hated nuts and can't eat the brownies anymore. I just said, "Too bad, make it yourself next time or help me and tell me not to put nuts in." I thought he'd learn his lesson to at least help, but he keeps asking for stuff and I just keep putting stuff in that he doesn't like. He finally got fed up and said he's not eating because I keep making stuff with stuff he doesn't like. I just shrugged and told him to make his own food then. He told my parents, of course, and they just told me to stop being an asshole and make food for him. It was my last day at home, so I just told them to make food for him if they're so concerned before I left. Now my parents are upset with me and my brother is angry with me and I am wondering if I was too petty.
Not the asshole. When I was reading I thought your brother was like 5, then I went back and realized he was 18. Thank God you're out of there.
It sounds like your parents have really different standards for the two of you and much higher expectations on you. I'm guessing this is gender-based, though you didn't mention. Anyway, I think this is hilarious, and you should consider putting it in R, malicious compliance. Your brother is legally an adult and certainly old enough to handle making a box of brownie mix, and he's way past the point where he can stand to learn that if he wants something done a certain way, he can do it himself. Not the asshole, and well played.
Not the asshole. He sounds like an idiot. Why would you parents expect you to cater to him?
Not the asshole. Reading the title I was thinking otherwise, because you just don't fuck with someone's food, but you are not the asshole at all. Your brother is an entitled little brat who should be more than capable of making food for himself at his age. You know what's in the food and so does he just chooses not to eat it. Honestly, you should make it a rule with your parents going forward that you will not coming to their house anymore unless they make it clear you will not be expected to cook for your brother.
Not the asshole, and sounds like your parents are enabling your brother. Don't come over again until they agree to stop coddling him and know that he in no way is your grown son, he's theirs. If they want to make food for him, they can. If he makes a mess, it's their responsibility to clean it if he won't. Edited to add. You are encouraging it by complying. Just say no. If your parents nag you about it, say he's not your kid. Stick to your guns. What will they do? Kick you out? You don't live there.
Info. Are you female? As it sure sounds like he's the little prince and you're his servant.
Info. Why on earth are you doing what he says? I get he's annoying, but why should he change when his annoying behavior gets him what he wants?
Not the asshole. He is 18, not 8 months. He can cook for himself.
You need to have a serious talk with your parents about this situation. The inequity here is absolutely ridiculous. Your brother is an adult, and you are not a servant. Frankly, I'd start looking for other places to spend your time during what I assume are breaks. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. As long as no allergens are involved, then go ahead and be petty. Little brother is old enough to make his own and your parents need to stop babying him. What's going to happen if he ever lives alone?
Info. Are you a female? Sounds like some seriously anachronistic sexism if so. Info number 2. Is your adult brother autistic? If not, your parents did a shit job raising him.
Not the asshole. He is not a child. He is a legal adult. You aren't doing this just to be petty, you're doing it to stop him and your parents from taking advantage of you and forcing you to act as his personal chef, maid.
Info: can you not just say no when he asks you to make him food? He's 18, not 8, right?
Mom, Dad, I didn't come home for the holidays to be my brother's personal maid. Nor did I return home to be your housekeeper. Brother needs to step up and I'm not here to play unpaid servant. If this is a problem for you, I'm happy to return to my home and have Zoom holidays going forward. It's really past time to set boundaries. Not the asshole. So not the asshole. At first I thought I had really done something to his food. He asked you to make it, you said okay, if he helped. He doesn't want nuts, then help. Lets me guess you're a female. Tell them all to go suck it. Not the asshole. Malicious compliance. Not the asshole. You're teaching him lessons that your parents have failed to do.
What is this? How are you both legally adults? If he's annoying, just tell him to fuck off. Have a spine and don't be so passive-aggressive.
Not the asshole. You didn't do anything horrible to the food and fam are tush big time.
Not the asshole. You aren't his personal chef and your parents are treating him like he's entitled where you are concerned. Followed by you aren't their family housekeeper. I know you love them, but it's not your job to do their jobs. If he can't figure out how to read the directions on a box of brownies, that is on him. Definitely not too petty. I'd be replacing the sugar with salt.
Not the asshole, but I would advise that if you're treated like this when you come visit, then I would suggest you stop visiting. That will put an end to this behavior real quickly.
Not the asshole, but also, what? You're 20 years old. You can tell them no.
The sheer audacity of him to say he helped by taking out the box. Sounds like a toxic and narcissistic individual. Not the asshole, he's not even doing the bare minimum of helping. He's entitled, and your parents are enabling him. Don't let them manipulate you into doing things for them. If you don't have to spend extended amounts of time with them, maybe grayrocking might help ease off the pressure a bit. Hope it helps.
Everyone sucks here. You cave to his immature constant demands, and so do your parents. Learn to say no. Keep repeating it until it sinks in. This kid has been coddled for way too long and needs to understand what that word means, because it doesn't sound like he's ever heard it before, and your parents have no interest in teaching it to him. Be like Nancy, just say no.
Your brother is the golden child. You are not the asshole. At least you didn't put anchovies in them. You should also consider spicy chocolate brownies. You know, as a gift to your parents. You could even say, look, it doesn't even have nuts, giving your brother a wink. As he bites and the heat takes hold. Cayenne pepper brings out the taste of chocolate. Yay, I'm an asshole.
Not the asshole. It's not like you're messing with the food without his knowledge. You're right, he should be making his own food or eating whatever you make in the way that you make it.
Not the asshole. By the time I was 13, if I didn't like what was for dinner, I would cook something myself.
Not the asshole. The fuck is going on over there?
Not the asshole, but you realize you sort of did this to yourself? You taught your parents that if they nag you, you'll give in. Get your boundaries sorted and stick to them. If they're going to be assholes and tell you to cook for your brother, just say no. Don't give in. What are they going to do, turn you out of the house? They'll give up eventually. I'm sorry you have to deal with any of them, tbh. They sound like a nightmare.
Not the asshole. If I hadn't read the ages, I'd say you are being petty because he's just a kid, and while he needs to learn how to be polite, he's still a kid. But Jesus tap dancing Christ, he's 18. I hate to be rude, but your brother is actually pathetic. Especially that part where he says he helped by taking the box out. Does he have a mental disability? That would be the only excuse for this nonsense. Info: why are you spending your holidays in such a toxic environment? Your brother's an awe. Your parents are even bigger AHs by being doormats and enabling this shitty entitled behavior. You're better off spending your break time elsewhere.
99% of the time. The rule is don't fuck with another person's food. Congratulations, you found the 1%. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Growing up, my brother was a year younger than me. I had 3 siblings total, 2 older sisters and the younger brother. We grew up on a farm, and as he was the boy, he had to help dad outside with the man stuff while us girls helped inside with the women stuff. Sexist, I know, but that's how we were raised, but not how I am today. One day we were both inside when he asked me to make him pancakes. I got out the box and taught him how to make them. After that, he was the pancake maker in the house. Best pancakes I've ever had.
Not the asshole. Who's his servant when you aren't there? Make this. That's not asking.
Not the asshole, he's not a baby, he can make his own shit.
Info. Is your brother disabled?
I came into this expecting something WAAAAAY different, like adding eggs when he's vegan, or wheat when he's dairy-free, or nuts when he's allergic. So I expected to totally say you are the asshole here. But little bro was made well aware before ever taking a bite, so that's fair game. Not the asshole. He's grown. He can make his own damn brownies. Your parents suck too 'cause they're creating a man-child. Run while you can.
Not the asshole, what a brat.
Malicious compliance. Petty. This is karma. I can understand once in a while, but all the time this kid's needs to grow up. He is 18 and heading to college if not already in. He needs to learn independence ASAP. 100% not the asshole. NTA. Good for you for treating him like an adult, because clearly someone has to. Super happy for you that you don't live there.
Not the asshole, and I'm going to take a stab at something you didn't mention in your post. You're female, yes. That's the only explanation I can think of for the blatant favoritism. Sexism. Not the asshole, I'm going to guess you're either a female or your brother is the golden child. I would stop going home until your parents see you as an adult, not a servant.
NTA. Bro, show your brother the reactions of literally everyone in the comment section when seeing as an 18 years old acts like a toddler. At 9 years old I made my own breakfast and cleaned up my own SHT. He is too spoiled by you parents and probably doesn't realize how abnormal it is for an adult, 18 years old isn't being minor anymore, to be so dependent.
My neck hurts from the 180 I did reading the title to reach the conclusion that you're not the asshole. Adding nuts was a brilliant use of righteous pettiness, it was not sabotage. I hope you lightly toasted them before adding them to the mix, it improves the flavor and makes the house smell so good.
Not the asshole. Your parents enable his behavior too much. Even 8-year-olds act better than he does.
Let me guess. You're a girl and that's why you're expected to cook for men in your family. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. But honestly, if my parents were mad at me for not making food for my 18-year-old brother, I'd laugh hysterically in their face and tell them that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard and thanks for the laugh.
Your family sounds pretty sexist, tbh. Not the asshole.